So I am here to help you win more fights, but really I want to tell you some stories to tell you why we need to see each other a little bit later. So my grandmother happened to be one of the shadiest human beings to ever exist. And by shady, I mean she was shady. But she was Southern shady. You probably hear a little bit of silky satin Southern drawl in my voice. That's because I'm a Southern girl from Miami, Florida. But anyway, so my grandmother taught me the shadiest of shadiness. So I remember one day my cousin came in and she thought she looked amazing. I mean, she had gotten her hair done, her face was done, her clothes fit nicely, and she came in the room and she said, "Grandma, how do I look?" And my grandma stopped and said, "Girl, look at you looking how you looking." And when she walked out, my grandma said, "Girl, that baby looks a mess." But she left my cousin thinking that everything was amazing, everything was fine, that she looked great. And what I realized from my grandmother is that some questions or some conversations are like a cup of coffee, and other conversations are like a tall, cool glass of cough syrup. One makes you feel energized and awake, and it makes you feel good about yourself, and you walk away feeling like everything is wonderful. And the other reminds you that you are sick. Well, this is what I want us to think about. That's what we talk about when we're thinking about effective communication. Because conflict does not always have to disintegrate into us hating and wishing death upon each other, which is what typically happens. Conflict can actually be productive if we have a thing that I call conversational competence. Your friend, I'm sorry, not you, your friend. How many of you have friends that have ever sat in a meeting, listened to a proposal, and said to themselves, "This is going to be a disaster, but I am not going to say a thing, because whoever says it has to fix it. And I am tired of fixing this stuff." Not you would never, I know you would never. White turtleneck, you would never. But you look like you have a friend that would. Yeah. You know what that was? That was a lack of conversational competence. I don't have the tools to be effective in my communication around this, and so I am going to let the organization lose money on this failed project. When we think about ineffective communication and the inability to engage in conflict where there's a potential for a high disagreement, high emotions, and the failure of it could be catastrophic, that's when it matters the most, and that's when we use it the least. How can you be more effective in your communication? How can you win more fights? And when I say that, people think, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be right all the time. That excites me." It's not about being right. It's about getting the right outcomes. Thank you all so very much.